Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Crystal, and on my channel you'll find beauty and bullet journal content, so if you are interested in either, you should consider subscribing. Today I'm going to be setting up my August spreads for my fitness journal, so let's just get started and I'm going to hand you over to voiceover, Crystal.
Me. So stupid. So the first thing I did was sketch my spreads, and I always do this. For some reason, the thought of stamping in that quote on camera gave me hella anxiety, so I did it off camera and it still came out pretty awful. For my quote page, I chose "You are your only limit," and I actually went back and underlined "you" because I felt like it needed more emphasis. When I was scrolling on Pinterest, this is one of the quotes that stood out to me the most because sometimes I doubt myself, or on the other hand, I don't push myself hard enough, like when I'm doing my workouts, and it's just a nice reminder to have. For my cover page, I just did some fitness related doodles because if I'm being honest, I really didn't want to think too hard about a theme, and I was really happy with how this cover page came out until I colored it. But I inked everything in first, so we will get to that atrocity later. And now I'm doing my meal planner, and I just used a simple calendar layout. I used to have it as like a weekly spread, and that was awesome because there was so much more planning space, but I really wasn't using it that much, so if I don't use this one, at least it takes up less space. And then I drew some food doodles. I added the chef hat because I really like to cook. I like to bust out the apron and feel all chefy, but I've been so uninspired lately. So if you have any recipes or food channels that you love, let me know. And now I'm doing my measurements tracker. You can also do this kind of spread at the beginning of your journal and just make it like a chart for the whole year. But I don't know, I kind of like having mine as part of my monthly spreads. When I was sketching this page, I had some empty space at the bottom, so I decided to use that for my goals and proudest moments. I think it's really important to recognize non-scale accomplishments when you're on a fitness journey because the scale can be mean sometimes and your weight fluctuates daily, so it's always good to just have other measurements to track like how you're doing. And now I'm doing my habit tracker. I just filled out the titles because I'm going to be using a marker for the calendar headers. For the quote, I chose, "Habits are not a finish line to be crossed, they are a lifestyle to be lived," because I find myself doing things just to kind of check off boxes instead of to actually change my habits. So I'm hoping that will be a good reminder for me. And now we're on to my favorite spread, and that is my workout planner. I actually saw this set up on Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest a lot, and I do quotes a lot for blank spaces. Anyways, I just adjusted the title for the one that I'm doing, which is Morning Meltdown 100. And the little column at the top is the key that I'm going to fill in later. And now I'm filling out the weeks and some doodles, and I added this reflection section so that I can write about what I liked, what I didn't like, what I want to work on. I might look up some prompts and use those. I'm not really sure yet. And now I'm just setting up all of these boxes for my food log, which I will explain later. Okay, so now we have arrived to the mistake making portion of the video. I wanted to use some of the colors that I haven't used in my journal yet, and I landed on these three, but if I'm being honest, I was pretty iffy about this color selection to begin with. But what really sealed it in for me is how awful that shoe came out. It's just so ugly. I even tried to add like those little dots to make it look like more fun and make it look better, and that did not work, but I kind of fixed it later because I just went over the old colors with the new colors, except for the green. I couldn't do anything about the green. So this year I challenged myself to recreate Amanda Rach Lee's monthly spreads, And these are the colors that she used for May. When I look back at my journal, May is always the month that makes me the happiest. And I wanted my setup to feel like inviting and fun and like make me want to fill out the spreads. So that's why I chose these colors. So now I'm just highlighting the days, adding some drop shadows, and filling in the little bubbles in the corner for the numbers. You can even use this meal planner layout to write in your workouts, or you can use it as like a line a day or a sentence a day to keep a record of how you were feeling during your journey. I think switching colors worked out really well because they went with the food doodles. So just to stay true to color, I used a brown for the mushroom, and that turned out way darker than I was expecting it to. I did realize after that the dates are wrong. Monday is the 3rd, so I think I'm just gonna black out the header and write over it with white text and start that meal planner from Sunday. So now I'm just writing in the measurements that I'm going to be tracking, and that's chest, arms, waist, hips, thighs, weight, and body fat percentage. I have a scale that tells me that. You can track more, you could track less. Whatever works for you works for you. And now I'm adding the colors for all the habits and all the numbers for the calendars. And the habits that I'm going to be tracking are working out, taking my vitamins, eating healthy, having 64 to 96 ounces of water, 10,000 steps, and 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And then I just highlighted habits are a lifestyle to make that stand out more, because that's kind of the whole point of the quote. And now I'm adding the color for the workout key. That basically is going to show how bad I got my butt kicked during these workouts. Green is for nailed it, orange for kinda nailed it, blue for barely made it, and an X for skipped, but I'm gonna try not to have any skips. And now I'm just coloring in everything else, and I will fill in my workouts after. Okay, and now I'm filling out my food log. And I actually found this setup on YouTube, but I don't remember the channel, so I will link that down below if I can find it again. I've always wanted a more insightful way to track what I've been eating besides just like counting calories. So I was really happy when I found this one. So for each meal, I'm going to be answering these prompts. Hunger level on a scale of 1 to 10, time eaten, what do I want to eat, what I actually ate, my rate of eating, so fast, slow, or average, how full and satisfied I am, and just general notes about my eating day. And I'm setting this up for the first week, so I will be filling these in as the month goes by. You can change any of these prompts to other things, like if you wanted to write down the portion sizes of the food that you were eating. If you're tracking your macros, you could put that in there. If you want to make notes of any like bloating or any other effects that you have after you're eating something. Pretty much anything that you want to keep a record of, you could put in these charts. And here's the final flip through. I'm really happy that I was able to kind of fix the cover page because I like it so much better now. I'm really happy with how everything came out. It just makes me really want to fill out all the spreads next month. So if you'd like to see a flip through of everything filled in, just let me know and I can film that for y'all next month.
So that is it for today's video. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I don't know, let me know your thoughts or something. They say that you're supposed to tell people to comment, so like, comment or whatever. I'll see you guys in my next one.